What's up, y'all? It's Hey Jive from Homo Picks. I'm firing on legends every week. If you know MMA, prove it. Get a 50% bonus or play for free. Hit the link in the description.
Great catching up with Chase Hooper. My name is James Lynch here for Homa Fight. Chase is going to be taking on Alex Hernandez, UFC 319, August 16th, the big pay-per-view coming up here. Chase, how's it going?
Good. Yeah. Last little bit of camp here, just getting the weight off. Working with the Performance Institute here to just be in the best shape that I have been so far at lightweight, and feeling great so far.
Good. Take me through getting this fight. Were there any other opponents in the mix, or you only offered Alex and you're like, hey, let's do it?
Yeah, no, it seemed like they really wanted this matchup. They actually offered it the same opponent, but at like three different dates,
Okay.
so it's kind of the opposite of what they'll tend to do sometimes.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, it's a matchup that the matchmakers wanted. And the first offer was like, hey, you want to fight in 4 weeks, which would have been on the International Fight Week card. And I was like, no, that's too short notice.
Mhm.
And then it was like, you want to be on the Tennessee card. That was like 6 or 7 weeks notice. And I was like, hey, just give us a little more time and we will take that matchup. And thankfully they got us here on UFC 319 for another stacked card in Chicago. And yeah, it'll be a good one.
Yeah, it
Looking
all
forward
worked
to it.
out. I was gonna say you had some duties at the expo, right? So you don't want to negate those because I know that's sort of a thing for you every year is doing the Fight Pass broadcast.
Yeah, it's always fun to get to go out there and hang out, experience the fan expo and stuff. It's gets crazier and crazier each year. I don't know if that's me doing better at or just UFC doing better and more fans showing up, but it's always a good time. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I know. I saw you there briefly because I was in the media area, and the media it seems like it's bigger every year too. I was kind of in the back, but you know how it goes with that expo. It's a little crazy there. So it did sound like, I mean, kind of what you're saying here. This was kind of the right amount of time off because I know, for you, it's there's no rush, right? Like you've got lots of time in your career. You've sort of had a different career than other fighters where you came in and you were still relatively young, but I think now you're on kind of a good schedule where there hasn't been too many gaps in between fights, right?
Yeah, they've put me on a more active schedule than I have been, and I think honestly working with the Performance Institute, like I've been trying to do here, this camp will hopefully help me keep having these, shorter, you know, uh, times between fights and just keep staying active, staying busy. Hopefully working my way up the division, but yeah, I mean this 4 months kind of between fights is pretty nice. I've been liking it, staying a little more active, trying to get three in this year.
Yeah.
I think if I win here in August and don't get too banged up, they'll definitely want me in December. So see what I can do.
What about October? I'll throw that out right now because Vancouver, right? They got the fight night card
Mm.
going there. That'd be kind of close to home, right?
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty down for whatever. I think my wife wants her friend's weddings in October, but that's
Oh, there you
not the
go.
biggest deal,
Yeah.
But
We'll
we'll
see.
see. Yeah,
Priorities,
I'm
priorities.
down for whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, as long as I'm not blimping up too much between fights, which, working with the Performance Institute on like I've been dieting for probably 10 to 12 weeks right now. They're trying to do
Really?
like a slow and steady type of thing. Yeah, so it's just trying to have a more sustainable weight, like not have me fluctuate so much between fights.
Right.
Like I do kind of pull a patty sometimes, or I have before of like just getting really fat,
Mhm.
which they're like, honestly, it's not entirely your fault. Like it's just the way I've been dieting. Like the hormones are just getting thrown off. So we're just trying to normalize everything so I can yeah, just be better on fight nights and be able to fight a little more short notice, I guess, if that arises.
Well, it's interesting because you used to fight at featherweight, so I can only imagine like how bad. Because you told me those cuts were really tough, but I guess your body's growing as well too, where it's obviously you're still getting a lot of weight in between camps, right? So
Yeah, I mean the last cut for the Jim Miller fight, the diet itself, like the water cuts have always been pretty similar, but the diet itself was definitely one of the harder ones I've had at lightweight. And I just brought that up to the dietitians and the Performance Institute staff, and they're like, "Yeah, hey, like let's get talking and let's." They kind of went through, everything, and they had me tracking like all my food and stuff for a couple weeks, and then yeah, just being more mindful helped. But then yeah, kind of coming up with a plan of like how to still incorporate the things that I like to eat, like some chocolate here and there, and but still losing weight at the same time. So it's been great, honestly. I'm feeling a lot different. Like this late in the camp, I'm still feeling like I can push 100%, which
nice.
has been an issue in the past.
Do you ever think you'd fight at 170? Is it possible that you're growing too much and that might be a weight class for you in the future, or you think it's always going to be 155?
I don't know. I've definitely thought about 170, especially like the way that I was just getting big between fights. But
Mhm.
if we can find a sustainable weight for me to be between fights, like maybe closer to 185,
Interesting.
um, which is just because I try to walk into fight week around 175. So if I just have to diet 10 pounds instead of, say 20 pounds, my life would be a lot easier. I could take fights shorter notice
Right.
and, yeah, just be healthier overall. So we'll see if we can make that work. And if we can, then I definitely would prefer to stay at lightweight.
Yeah.
Just keep the height advantage and keep fighting smaller guys, I guess.
You don't have to tell me when, but what's the heaviest you've ever been outside of a fight camp? Like, if you is there like a max weight you've hit that we were like, whoa, like we got to get back on the diet?
I'm sure I've been over 200 pounds, probably
Really?
close to
Wow.
after
Okay.
our daughter was born. Yeah, that's just the dad weight. They say
Yeah.
your testosterone drops by like a third,
Mhm.
and then yeah, just all that baby sympathy weight, I guess. But
Yeah. So you have a
no,
couple more kids, you'll be at light heavyweight, I guess, right? So
we got it back off, but
yeah.
definitely wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Okay, well, let's talk about Alex Hernandez. I think, interesting career because he's another guy that's bounced between weight classes, but you sort of notice some of his fights, he can either come out, real early, get the quick finish, or if it goes the distance, it tends to be a little bit more competitive. He's a great striker. How are you looking at this fight? Obviously, you're great on the ground. You've got some striking that's really come along over the last, a couple fights. How are you looking at this fight stylistically?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably not too much different than the Jim Miller fight. Just as far as like fighting a smaller guy that's going to be bouncing in and out a little more. I think Alex is a little more set in the boxing side of things rather than, mixing it up, throwing kicks and stuff. He will throw some leg kicks on the outside, but he's not the biggest kickboxer. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have a better reach and height advantage than I did even in my last couple fights. I'm looking forward to it. Fighting a guy, maybe just a hair younger than the last two, but you know,
Sure.
n- he's still a vet in his own right. But yeah, I think it's a great matchup, and I mean he's tough as they come. But yeah, I think as long as I just have good defense on the feet and then I'm able to implement the grappling, obviously, just stay either all the way in or all the way out on the strikes, and should be a pretty good night. I know that I can out cardio him, and I just have to keep the defense up high and not get caught. Um, but he'll do little savvy stuff, like he'll shoot at the very end of the rounds and stuff to try and, just secure it. So, see what we can do on that.
Camp, has it been all at home or have you done any cross training between your last fight and this one?
No, it's just been at home. I've got some teammates preparing for fights, so we're just sticking around locally, and yeah, it's been great so far. Everybody's getting ready for their own respective fights, and it's been a good time.
Who are some of the names you're working with? Because I was like hearing about maybe the guys we're going to be hearing about here pretty soon because that was you at one point, right?
Yeah, for sure. My teammate Elijah, he's about to be making his contender series debut here. 10 days after my fight, actually. So we'll be home for a couple days, and then we'll fly back out to Vegas for his. He's a heavyweight, but honestly, I'm like the second biggest guy in the room a lot of times. So, I use him a lot and use him a lot for the grappling and stuff, just trying to move around a heavier body, and it's always been good. Um, yeah, I've got my other guys, like more lightweights, featherweights. We got some bantamweights. But we got a great group of guys here in Enumclaw, and we're just trying to keep that train moving, trying to get some more wins.
You mentioned the weight. Everything's sort of ahead of schedule right now. So yeah, I mean, no, you haven't had any issues making weight. I don't think at lightweight. So it seems like everything's kind of honed in, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still know like if it comes down to it, I can get back to the doing the protein shakes over here the next week and a half. But I'd rather not. Yeah, I mean, usually by this point in camp, I'd be very depleted, but I'm doing a good job of staying fueled with the Performance Institute and just trusting their plan a little more instead of just winging it and doing my own thing. So yeah, it's been great, and the weight's been coming off nice. So just trying to keep it that way.
You said you like chocolate. Have you heard of the Ninja Creamy? I bought one of these like a month ago. It's amazing. I will like maybe one of the best purchases I've made in the last couple of years. It's awesome.
Yeah, my buddy actually for his wedding, that was the one thing that he put on the registry. So we got it for him, and he's been telling me all about it. So
Because you can
might
basically
have
make
to.
like protein shakes that taste like ice cream. Like it's all like good ingredients, right? You just use like milk and whey protein powder, and then you can basically, and it tastes just like ice cream, like regular ice cream.
Yeah, might
I don't know
have
if you're a big
to.
ice cream guy. You mentioned chocolate. That's what I thought maybe the Ninja Creamy would work out well for you. So I don't know.
Yeah. We've been looking at it for sure. Maybe after this camp, we'll
There you go. Use your
splurge
bonus on
and
the Ninja Creamy.
buy
There you
one.
go. That would be good.
There
So
you go.
that's awesome. Your corner. I know you don't really change that. Is same people in your corner for this one flying out there?
Yes, same guys. Yeah, we've got a really good group, and we've got a really good routine figured out. We got a couple of the other guys that have been, also kind of coming out. So we'll get honestly like pretty normal practices. We'll still have like 4, 5, 6 guys training, and it's nice with all these guys also kind of getting ready for their respective fights because everybody's just kind of locked in the same, to the same amount. And yeah, it'll be good. It's always a fun time. I let the guys go run around and enjoy themselves a little more, and explore the city, all that. Where I'm more just sleeping and staying close to the hotel. But it'll be a good time in Chicago. I'm looking forward to it.
Have you been to Chicago before?
Just the airport. I've never been
Okay.
out there actually.
Yeah, it's a cool city. I really enjoy it. I think you'll have a good time out there, and you're getting out there a couple days before because there's a slight time change, right? So I'm sure you want to get there like decent amount of time.
Yeah, they'll have us out like Tuesday through Sunday, like pretty
Yeah,
typical.
yeah, that makes sense.
Not I know if it was Mexico City or some crazy elevation, I'd consider going earlier, but no, it's good right now.
How's this fight playing out on August 16th? How do you see it unfolding?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, honestly, I really just don't want it to be like the Michael Johnson Zellhuber fight, like the taller, younger guy just being too kick happy. So I'm trying to get in there, be a little grimier. Definitely trade in on the feet with him a little bit, get some grappling in, and stub him out. Hopefully.
Well, he's only been submitted one time. It was by Moicano, I think, back in 2022. So I mean, that's got to be a little incentive as well to be the second guy to finish him by submission, right?
Yeah, hey, we'll see what we can do.
You get this win here. That's going to be 4 in a row. You've been on quite the roll. In fact, you haven't actually. Sorry, more than 4 in a row. What am I talking about? I'm looking at your grappling match you lost on Tapology here. So that's they got. I got to customize that so I don't see the grappling matches.
Yeah.
My point is, you're on a nice win streak at lightweight, right? Like I think your last loss was Steve Garcia, and which that hasn't really aged too badly considering what Steve's done since then.
No.
So things are looking good. My long-winded answer there is a win here. I mean, it's got to start getting you these ranked guys. I know you're not in a rush to get any of these guys, but at the same time, like it's going to be pretty hard to ignore the run you've been on right now.
Yeah, I mean, the next one should make it a 6-fight win streak. So yeah, I mean, again, there's like 100 guys at lightweight, so I get why it takes a while to get to the rankings. And I'm not too big of a rush to get there, but yeah, again, I think right outside the top 15, or I'd take whoever's 13, 14, 15, something like that. Wouldn't be too bad. It would be cool to see a number next to the name and just keep that upward momentum. But we'll see what the matchmakers want.
I know we're about a month or so removed, but we have a new champion in your weight class. This is Ilia Topuria. I think a lot of people were expecting him to win. What did you think of that finish over Oliveira? It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's rough. We were watching the fights at like because my buddy's wedding was the same day. We were watching the fights there, and kind of killed the mood watching the main event. We just turned it off right after. I didn't even hear the interview or anything. It sucks, but I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
He's just taking out all the old guard, which I guess I can't blame him. I'm kind of doing the same thing myself. Lower in the division, but nonetheless.
Why do you
Yeah,
think he
hey.
doesn't want to fight Arman? That was kind of weird. Did you see that this week where he's saying, I'd rather vacate the belt than fight Arman Tsarukyan? I don't really know what the reasoning is, but did you see that at all? Because obviously that's at the top of your division.
I don't know. Maybe for the fact just that Armin was, went all the way to weighing in and then pulled out, which sounded like Dana confirmed was like not a back injury, like he just wasn't going to make weight, so they decided to pull out. You definitely don't want to prepare for a championship fight and then just have your opponent pull out. Like that's not very professional. I think that's kind of why UFC is punishing Armin a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. He's not the most exciting style, but I think Topuria could still get it done.
Yeah. Who do you think should fight for the title? Because it looks like it's either Patty or Gaethje or someone. I don't know, but like that, because there's no opponent next. He just knocked out Oliveira. I know he's not in a rush to get back, but what do you think should happen, or what would you like to see happen there? Obviously, we want to see the Islam fight, but he's got some business to take care of at welterweight first.
Yeah, I definitely think Islam would make a lot of sense as far as that goes.
So you
The
think he
Arman
waits for
fight.
that fight? Do you think he like the Topuria just waits it out and sees looks what happens with Islam and JDM? You think, and then has his next fight, or do you think he should fight someone before that?
I think it seems like he likes to stay a little more active, so he'll probably fight somebody before. Maybe they'll throw in Gaethje,
Yeah.
which I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see Gaethje get beat up again by another guy because Gaethje's definitely very. I mean, look at what Max did to him. I think Topuria's just got the crazy power, so I don't want to see that happen, but I could see it being put together.
Last question. Obviously, you're training for this fight. How's your summer going? I know this time of year, Pacific Northwest doesn't get much better than this. How's it been with your daughter and all the cool stuff you get to do over the summer, along with training?
Yeah, that's kind of the part that sucks too, is just being a lot more locked in on the summers. Like I usually get to enjoy them a little more and go hiking and stuff on the weekends, but go on vacation, enjoy the weather. But no, we've been pretty locked in, staying close to home. Just it's been nice. Like I've been walking a lot around town with the family, and because the dietitians were like, "Hey, that'll be a great way to just keep burning calories and stuff in a lower impact way." So we've just been walking around town a lot, to be honest.
Okay. It's a good form of
Yeah, I don't
exercise.
know.
How many steps are you getting in a day? Do
Yeah.
you have one of those trackers? I get like try and get 10,000 a day.
Uh,
That's usually good.
no, I don't know. I haven't done a great job tracking it. I'll usually
Just got to get one of those watches. I got one of those Garmin's, and it keeps track of my
yeah.
steps everywhere I go, which is kind of neat. So
Yeah, I like the Garmin one. I just I don't know. Sometimes I throw on some different watches. I'm a bit of a watch guy, so
oh really?
I
Okay. I
usually
didn't know.
sleep with the Garmin, to be honest, because it'll track your sleep, and
Yeah.
then I'll
Which Garmin?
sometimes I'll
What type
wear
of
it.
Garmin do you have?
It's the like Instinct one, I think.
Okay, nice. I got the Epics too. I love it. I'll
Okay.
never wear another watch again. It's amazing. It's got the nice screen and everything. It's good to track. There's something else I was going to ask you though. Oh yeah, have you been to the lake at all? Because obviously that's like a fun thing to do in the summer. Have you been swimming at all, or is it all just walking around town?
Honestly, just swimming at the pool to work out.
Oh,
That's
cool.
that's
Okay, nice.
again like the downside is we've just been pretty locked in for
Mhm.
this is a big fight and just try not to get beat up. So I've been pretty locked in on camp and yeah, just focusing where it needs to be and hopefully I'll get a couple weeks in late August, early September to enjoy myself and enjoy the weather a little bit. But yeah, see how it goes.
It's all business and making time for interviews, Chase. I really appreciate it. UFC 319, August 16th. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I mean, I'm pretty good. Thanks for talking to me. It's been a while, but glad I finally made my way back around. And yeah, good talking to you.